What's going on? It's your boy Bowie in the building. Bouey. You already know what it is. Excuse me. And I'm back with another video. This time, I want to talk about what I hope to see in the patch for Ghostface. So the Ghostface character is dropping tomorrow because today is Monday, November 18th, 2024, and Ghostface is dropping the day after, Tuesday the 19th. And I wanted to go over some changes that I hope to see from the characters in these patch notes. Of course, NRS could have been dropped the patch notes, but they haven't done so yet, because that's what they do. But nonetheless, I wanted to at least talk about some of the characters that I play and some of what I experienced. And you probably know who I'm going to save for last. But let's first get to two characters right about and Katana and Molina. Two characters that are very well designed. They are at their peak form in Mortal Kombat right about now. Especially with these damn costumes I got. Shout out to the modding community, you know what I'm saying? And they're also getting new costumes tomorrow, which are fire. I'm actually going to buy them joints because them joints is ill as fuck. You know what I'm saying? MK2, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, about these two characters, what do I hope for them? I hope that the both of them remain completely unchanged. Completely unchanged. These two ladies are strong as a motherfucker. They are stronger than the smell of a boys' locker room right after gym class. And I ain't bullshitting. Because I've been there. You understand? These characters hit hard. They control the screen. They do what they need to do. These are nothing less than strong, top-tier characters. They don't have to be top 5 in the game, but they strong as hell. Okay? They don't need a damn thing. I would selfishly like to see Molina's projectiles, at least one of them, go full screen. Since Katana's does, but the reality is Molina doesn't really need much. I mean, look at what Molina does. What the hell? That was fucked up. Sorry about that. Yeah. Why am I dropping this shit? Oh, I'm going too early. There I go. Yeah. So realistically, Molina is killing people with Shujinko and like 4 other cameos. She's strong as hell. And Katana's doing the same thing. I mean, off of standing 2, she's getting 41% meterless with Jax. She hits motherfuckers from way out here with a combo starting normal. You know what I'm saying? Right here is where she hits people from. That's a long range in Mortal Kombat 1. And then she has a sweep that hits from that far. She has a really fast, high damage projectile, 2 of them. This one's even faster on startup. This one controls the air, that one controls the ground, and then she can do that too. Like, the character controls space very well, and when you jump, it's anti-air city. She's just really strong, man. Some people think that because Katana ain't got no damn overhead low shit, that must mean that she's weak because she's not opening people up. Like, nah, that's not how she plays. She controls the screen. Makes you do something dumb, and then she punishes you for doing so. Fantastic character. Neither one of these characters needs anything. Let's see who's next. These two characters, Johnny Cage and Scorpion. They don't need a goddamn thing. Let me start with Cage. So, for one, Johnny Cage has been nerfed enough. And thanks to NRS not listening to the whims of the vast majority of the community, this character has managed to remain top tier and not be tier shifted. You know, you have a rush down character that's good at rushing people down because of this 9-frame mid and this 9-frame high and this back 3, which is really good at anti-airing. You know, the character has a lot of good things, not to mention star power. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. Character's really good. And he doesn't need any more nerfs. He doesn't need any more buffs. Cage doesn't need a goddamn thing. If you don't know, in the year of 2024, Mortal Kombat 1, how to fight Johnny Cage, you know what you need to do. You need to hit that lab. Maybe you need that upcoming replay feature that NRS is going to implement. You can use that shit, because Cage, you can fight that character now. And then Scorpion. You talk about somebody who's been power prepped. Oh my god, this character has gotten such a glow up from his starting days, mainly because of this right here. You know what I'm saying? This character is so strong now. And with Farah, he becomes even more obscene. But he's not just strong with Farah, he's strong with Janet, he's strong with Jax. You know, he has a string that's plus 1 billion on hit, which is nuts. And you can special cancel from the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then this is gapless, and it can launch with certain cameos. And then he has a stand 2 that hits from 3,000 miles away, and he has a long range mid that can combo in a spear, and he doesn't need a cameo to combo. My boy Scorpion is great. Now, having said that, Scorpion's best cameo is Farah, and this cameo is scrubby. This cameo is scrubby as fuck. And the reason why this cameo is scrubby as hell is because of this overhead and this low situation. So, I am typically not in favor of nerfs. Lord knows I am not a proponent of nerf culture. Excuse me, I had to get a sippy sip real quick. But I am not in favor of nerf culture in Mortal Kombat, because what happens is characters typically get nerfed to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And that's some shit that I don't fuck with. Having said that though, I think that both the overhead and low from Farah should be unsafe on block. I'm talking about full combo punishable on block. You know what I'm saying? Cause let me show you what we working with. This shit's -5. And I know that you're supposed to be able to interrupt this, but not all the time, especially not online. Now the low is -12, but this started off as -3 or somewhere thereabouts. This used to be safe on block, and at certain ranges it still is. So if Scorpion does that, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And then up close, he can always do that and be -6. That overhead needs to be -16, along with this low. Because on principle, if you have a character or an ambush like Molina who gets a launching overhead that can wake up and launch as a wake up, you know what I'm saying, and her shit is negative on block, and it provides a pop-up and a combo, then theoretically so should this. You know what I'm saying? Especially if both the overhead and low options launch for a combo. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to change any other utility to Farah, but I want it to be that if the opponent guesses correctly between the overhead and low, they should be fully rewarded with a combo. Because this bullshit of Farah, you know, how you, I don't even know how you do the damn armor in the air. Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. Like that bullshit there. This, oh my god, that shit is such AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Especially since the shit has armor on it. If that shit has armor and it launches and it's safe, that's too much. That's too much like MKX. Overhead should be death on block. Low should be death on block. Obviously, the throw should be the thing that stops you from blocking, but of course, if you whiff it, that's a combo too. Other than that, I don't want Farah to be nerfed, and I damn sure don't want these other two characters, Johnny Cage and Scorpion, to be nerfed in any way whatsoever. They don't need any other changes. So let's talk about some characters that actually do kind of need some changes now. The two black ladies of Mortal Kombat, MK1 that is, Tanya and Cyrax. Let me talk about Tanya first, because I think Cyrax is a little bit more controversial. Tanya got over-nerfed. What happened was, this normal used to be 14 frames, now it's 16. Truthfully, that's not too much of a big deal, but what happens is, on block, this whole string used to be, now this is still -5 like it was. That used to be -6, and this used to be -6. Now it's -7, which means that certain characters can now punish it that couldn't before. Also, I don't know if this is new, but if you whiff the first part of this and only hit the second part, you're -15, which opens you up to being full combo punished unless you finish the string. So, you know, that's an issue. But Tanya is strange because she got buffed and nerfed at the same time. So one buff that she got is that she now has a real ass parry, which is awesome. This parry works on everything except low attacks, I believe. So it works on projectiles, it works on normals too. It's awesome. So that's the buff part. Also, she has a situation where now she can get meterless damage from her drill kick. That wouldn't have been permissible before. And that's really good. But here's the problem. When she sets these up, which also got nerfed in terms of startup, what I find is when I go to combo somebody with Tanya, notice what happened. My buff went away in the middle of my combo. And so I have to set this up in order to get this situation here. You know what I'm saying? I have to set that up. Either I have to parry some projectiles or some moves, or I gotta take the risk and put this out in neutral. If I get this buff out, it should not go away until I use it, or until the round is over. It should not go away. So that's the change that I think Tanya needs. This buff needs to stay out. Especially if I have two of them. You know what I'm saying? Because she already has a bunch of ways to use this buff. You know what I'm saying? And so when this thing comes out, I better be able to use it. Even that uses her buff now. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. Because I don't want Tanya to be scrubby. But what I also don't want is for her to have earned this right. She earned this in the neutral. and then my combo runs out halfway between. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild as hell. Because it's already bad enough that the girl got a damage nerf, got her strings made worse and stuff like that. Plus some other nerf that I can't think of right now. You know, oh, this move got way more risky to use, because if Tanya does it, now she's minus 33, whereas before you used to always have this reaction. You see? And so if you're gonna make me have this double buff out in order to get this effect, I'm fine with that. And I'm even fine with this. But when I get these buffs out, they should stay out. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? So that's Tanya. Cyrax. Hear me now, quote me later. This character is way too overhyped right now. People think this character is like top 7 in the game. I completely disagree. I completely disagree. Cyrax suffers way too much in the neutral in order to be top tier. For one, though her normals are decent, she has to be here to hit you, pretty much. She can sort of hit you here if she's using a 20 frame normal, but if she's standing here, she can't touch you, really, unless she's using a slow ass overhead or something. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts to have to get here in order to hit people, because all while you're over in this range, you're getting fucked up with all kind of projectiles, cameo things. You struggling as Cyrax just to get here, right? Then when you get here, what are your actual options? You have decent options, including this jab, which is cool. You have 2-3, which is also cool, but stand 2 starts up in 12 frames. You have a good mid, but look at the range on it. It starts here. It's fast, it's decently fast, but look at that range though. You know what I'm saying? So if you're standing here, the mid can't hurt you. The second hit can connect, but not the first. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with Cyrax, is that she has to get here in order to fuck you up. She also has command grab, which is real. You know what I'm saying? So she can do things. I'm not trying to portray her as some hapless puppy. But the problem is, she, you know, when she tries to hit you, she has to be really, really close in order to touch you. Which means she's getting outranged by damn near everybody in the game. Even Lee May hits from further away than Cyrax does, and Lee May got T-Rex arms. Now, you might be saying, well, of course she has to have a weakness, because when she gets in, she's a problem. She can just do the bomb setups and all that kind of stuff. And you're right, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. But the truth of the matter is this. Every bomb setup that Cyrax has some kind of escape. Sometimes multiple escapes. Sometimes the escape is to delayed wake up. Sometimes the escape is to jump out. Sometimes the escape is to armor. There's a bunch of ways to get out of various bomb setups, or to avoid them. Sometimes the escape is as simple as block and then duck, or duck block. Something, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to get out. And so as more people figure out how to fight this character, she's gonna drop. Especially as more people really realize that she has to be here in order to really threaten you. She's not really a threat out here, because you can see this projectile coming and you can duck it because it's slow. Like, the startup is fast, but the actual travel speed is slow. So you can see it and be like, whatever, and then punish her. You know what I'm saying? This is not really a threat. This is not the threat that it once was, because this used to be unblockable in MK9. Not to say that it should go back to that, but I'm saying that, excuse me, I'm just saying that in the neutral, you can walk out of the way of it, and it's not a problem. You can avoid what Cyrax wants to do if she's out here. If you're out here as Cyrax, you're in the wrong part of the screen. You need to be here. And the thing about her cameos is that the vast majority of her cameos really exist to help her with her bomb stuff. They don't help her in neutral where she really needs the help. So, what does Cyrax need? It might be a little too early. This may be premature. But what I'm suggesting is maybe she shouldn't be so negative on some of these damn strings. Like, this is -7. This is -7. This is just full combo punishable. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't need that. She needs some plus frames in her life. Or she needs some low negative frames like this. You see how this is -3? That should be -3 as well. Now this is +2, and that's great, you know. But it's a high. If this was -3, that would help her out a lot. Or if this was 0, that'd be even better. I mean, I'll take 0. Now, this stagger's good. This is good. But the problem is, she's negative. Negative enough to where you get your turn back as soon as she's done with her things. So when she's up close, it'd be nice if she could, you know, at least kind of stagger you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That way you have to worry about stagger and then, ooh, a grab. You know what I'm saying? Also, what is the point of there being a gap here? And look at the high negative frames. This is -7. This is -7. All that stuff is punishable by Liu Kang and Kung Lao and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it should be less negative. And then, I see no reason why this has to be -12. I know that's her get-in tool, but she doesn't get much of a reward. It literally knocks down. With some cameos, she can get a combo from this, but considering that it's not a combo starter, why don't we just let this be the plus frames that she needs? Excuse me. Let this be +2 or +3 on block instead. That way she can actually get in on people, because this is still 25 frames. You know what I'm saying? She already has to get here in order to threaten you. She has a means to get in, but the problem is it gets her blown up. She's -12. That's a full combo. So she has to get here in order to hurt you, but her most legitimate means of getting her there gets her killed. Kind of crazy. And yes, I realize she has a teleport, but the teleport, this one has 27 frames of recovery. This one has like 40. So on a read, people are just popping her for doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now, she don't need no whole lot of help, because this character is one buff away from being like undisputed #1, and I don't want that. I just don't want to constantly lose when I play this character. Like, no lie, I get more victories with SubZero than I do with her. That says a lot. And she's a better character than SubZero, but she's only better once she gets here. When she's actually got you in the shits, then she's better. But all before that, she's not. She's one of the worst characters in the game when she's all out here. She's damn near helpless. She has to use a cameo or something to get here in order to do things. You know what I'm saying? And so those are the things I need NRS to try to adjust a little bit. Let's talk about some more characters that might need a little bit of love. General Shao and Raiden. Now, General Shao doesn't really need much. I don't necessarily think he needs anything, but I still don't understand why this has to be so slow. I think this should be sped up to like 35 frames. That way we can use it in neutral. Or at the very least, let us be able to use this. You know what I'm saying? That would be nice. Because that's an ender already. This is overhead. Actually, let me change my settings because it doesn't say anything. Hold on. Yeah, so this is overhead. How much advantage? 30? Well, shit, let this be 30 then. Let the EX version be 30 frames. And let the regular one be 35. You know what I'm saying? That way he can actually use this in neutral. That'd be nice. But also, more importantly, this axe, it should not come back on its own. We have a command to bring it back. Yet it's often not necessary because the moment you get a hit, the damn thing comes back when you don't want it to, and it fucks up my combo. So you have to play your whole offense around when is this hammer gonna come back. So I'd rather have the ability for us to decide when it comes back and then do our things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would want. So those are the two things, the only two things I think General Shao needs, really. And then we have Raiden. Now, despite how Raiden played when the game began with his Storm Cell business, Raiden's a little too weak now in my estimation. Don't get me wrong, he's a very decent character with great tools. You know, he has this insane string right here. This normal's actually stupid. Because of low profiles, it's a double low, and it combos into his things. But one of the problems that Raiden has is that he needs a cameo to combo when he doesn't have meter. Thankfully, I can use cameos like Shujinko to get good damage. And that's great for him. But why not let us use this instead? You know what I'm saying? Like this normal, literal, this special move literally does no damage. So let us use it. You know what I'm saying? Let us use that. That way this move can have a use. You know what I mean? And also, let's talk about the negative frames on this. Now, when he has the sparks, this move becomes -5. Notice now it's -11. Notice he's got the sparks on him. Now, you know, now it does more stuff. And so, what I would like to see for Raiden are two things. For one, I want that move, that Sparky move. What's the name of that move anyway? Ah, shit. That's for General Shao. Hold on a second. It's not Shocker. What's the name of that move? Razzle Dazzle. So for one, I think Razzle Dazzle should have some sort of stagger when used in a combo. That way, Raiden can follow up with his things. You know what I'm saying? That way he doesn't have to rely on a cameo just to get a goddamn combo. Because it's the same problem that SubZero currently has, where he got to use meter or cameo to combo. And I just as a matter of principle, I don't think any character should be forced to use meter or cameo just to get a goddamn combo. I just don't agree with that principle. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that it can be okay for some characters to have those kind of requirements, but as a general rule, no, I don't think so. Every character should be able to get some kind of meterless, cameo-less combo. You know what I'm saying? And then if they want to spend meter, they can. Because most of the best characters in the game all can combo with or without cameo, and the cameos just enhance their shit. But anyway, so in the spirit of that, Razzle Dazzle should allow for a combo follow-up. And I would like for this spark to have more uses. Like maybe when Raiden has the spark, this becomes plus, or not plus, no, hell no. This becomes less negative on block. You know what I'm saying? Because currently, that shit is death. That's minus 22 on block, as it should be. You know what I'm saying? All of these, both of these shits are negative 22 on block. But maybe when he has this sparkle, it's like negative 15 or negative 10. You know, something like that. With some pushback. Because you see how this has pushback? Well, this has major pushback because of the sparks, and now the sparkles are gone. I'd like that for Storm Cell as well. That way he can still use the damn thing. You know what I mean? Because in case you don't know, Raiden gets this buff from being pressured and taking block damage and stuff like that. And so maybe as Raiden does electric moves, he builds up this electrical resistance. You know what I'm saying? So by performing certain actions, the sparkle builds up until it goes here, and then he can cash it out with stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because what happened was his Storm Cell was taken away from him, but he wasn't given anything really to compensate. And I don't agree with that tier shifting shit, even if it's Raiden. You know what I'm saying? So let's give Raiden back some razzle to go with his dazzle. That way he can be good, but not stupid. At least not consistently stupid. You know what I'm saying? So then, last but certainly not least, there was no way I was going to end a video of mine and not talk about SubZero. Unlike most of the characters in my list, SubZero is getting some changes that will benefit him tremendously. The main change that he's going to get will be the inclusion of this slide. Now, this was the EX slide. It currently side switches. Regular slide does not. Right? But SubZero will now have access to a side switching slide. And this will hit from full screen, allowing him for combo follow-ups like that. Now, I detailed this in my last video, but one thing that my commenters very thoroughly pointed out to me, and astutely pointed out to me, is that this EX move introduces scaling because of the armor. The regular slide's not going to be subject to that kind of scaling. You see what I'm saying? And so what will wind up happening is this combo that would have done 25% is quite likely to do more than that, possibly doing up to 30% or more. And he can do that from anywhere on screen. I can't begin to tell you how good this is for SubZero. It's going to be good, because now with cameos like Sonya, where before he would have to spend meter after using 2-1, he'd have to do 2-1 EX, you know, Deadly Vapors. Now SubZero can do 2-1 slide and get a combo like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, I spent 29 here, but again, armor scaling. That combo is likely to do more with regular slide scaling. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm just using Sonya This is going to work also for Janet. It's going to work for Movado. Possibly it's going to work for Jax as well. I tested it with Scorpion. It technically does work with Scorpion, but it's weird because you got to do the Scorpion call out before you do the slide, which is counterintuitive. But maybe after a hit confirm, you can call the Scorpion out and then get your slide. I don't know. But the point is, SubZero is going to have access to the MK11 crushing blow slide from anywhere on screen. That was one of the things that made SubZero so deadly in MK11, was that he could be anywhere on screen and get that combo going. You know what I'm saying? And this is absolutely going to change the complexion of numerous matches. So like when you as a SubZero player are fighting Scorpion, and Scorpion does a spear and you block it, now it's combo time. You know what I'm saying? Scorpion's not going to want to keep taking that. He's going to be reluctant to throw out spears in the neutral because you might block and combo him. It's going to help in the Liu Kang matchup. It's going to help in the Katana matchup. It's going to help in the Reiko matchup. It's going to help in the Li Mei matchup. Not that he needed help in the Li Mei matchup. It's going to help in the Baraka matchup. Any matchup where characters are going to want to throw things at SubZero, this shit is going to stop him. Ain't going to help much with Reptile necessarily, but, you know, it is what it is. And then also, oh, this clone's different. Another astute commenter pointed out that the clones are positioned differently. And it appears as though they're right, because these two clones, the two back clones, are in the air, but one of them is way closer to the ground. I think the one that's at the end, that one's like damn near on the ground. And so the idea of SubZero getting 3 freezes with the triple clone is actually very, very good. Now, here's the kicker. Is it just with these? Or is it with the 1 bar? Because SubZero has 4 different ice clone moves. Regular, no EX. 1 bar EX. Meter burn clone, 1 bar. And then the 2 bar triple clone. So you got 1 bar triple clone, 2 bar triple clone. 4 different ice clone moves, which is ridiculous. I'm hoping that this one and this one get turned into one thing. That's one of the things I'm hoping for Sub. And then of course, the other thing I'm hoping for, and we'll have to wait and see, is what other changes did SubZero get besides the ones that were advertised? Did he, in fact, get a faster ice ball? Is the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. And the reason why it's important is because there's no reason why this move should be so slow that nobody can combo into it. That it hurts him to not be able to get a cameo-less, meterless hit confirm into Ice Ball. However, having said that, this side switch slide does help in that particular regard. It does alleviate some of that pain. It does. It does. Because now he can do that and get a combo, like a full combo from that situation. And so that helps him out a lot. But it would still be better for him to be able to do this. And I'm not saying take this EX slide back and give him the ice ball. I'm saying let him have both. And one of the reasons I say this is because literally every character in the game has access to a better ice ball than SubZero does. You don't believe me? Watch this shit. Whoops, I fucked that up. Let me go to Shujinko real quick. Cameo. Look at that. Now, when you do the cameo by itself, it says it's 41 frames. But when you use it in combos, it's 31 frames. So SubZero already has access to a faster ice ball, and it's already in the game. And damn near any character can hit confirm into this if they're fighting SubZero. Now this cancel advantage is really high. What's his lowest cancel advantage? That's 33. What's that? 29. Okay. Sorry. Oh, I keep mashing all of it. Bruh. Look at that. That's a combo. So damn near any character can combo into Ice Ball, but not SubZero himself. The only way SubZero can combo into Ice Ball is if you're in a mirror match and you're using Shujinko. Whichever sub player is using Shujinko can actually combo into Ice Ball from strings. But it's sad that he needs to use a cameo and be facing another SubZero in order to use the best version of this Ice Ball. That's ridiculous. So for that reason alone, he should have a faster Ice Ball. Not to mention all the other reasons that I've mentioned before. You know what I'm saying? Now, does this mean that SubZero still, like, this buff was useless? Hell no. This buff is going to be a major buff for him in the game. Like, this buff is going to do major work for him. And anyone saying otherwise is tripping. That shit's going to do a lot of work for him. It's going to change the complexion of many matches. It's going to even change what his optimal cameo is, I think, because now the Sub Sonya team is going to be that much better. It's going to help him with Chameleon as well, so that team will get stronger. But the point is, he'll now have two great cameos to work with because of this buff. Not to mention, we don't know the full effects of this triple clone. It might be better than we all realize. You know what I'm saying? So, without knowing the effects of these two buffs yet, I'm not going to sit here and make a prejudgment on SubZero. Because here's the other component as well. We don't know how plus this side switching slide is. That's minus 20, or that's plus 29 on it. And look at how close you are. You can pop a bitch, end a combo with this EX slide, and then pop a hoe with the overhead directly after. You know what I'm saying? And you are plus enough to initiate a clone. It ain't gonna be fully safe, but it's gonna help. And then we don't know if Sub can slide into clone properly. I know that right now he can't, unless he spends like mad bars. That took 2 bars. I'm hoping this is now possible for no bars. So if he can do those things, that's going to help him tremendously. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make a preemptive judgment on SubZero and his viability until we get the patch notes in hand. You know what I'm saying? And until your boy does this labbing. So all you sub players out there, just hold your horses. Let's get these patch notes. Let's lab. Let's cook. And then make a determination as to whether this slide was everything that we hoped for. Alright? But this video has gone on long enough. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I didn't have nothing to say about Noob Saibot. I barely play him. But let me know how you feel in the comments down below. If you agree, disagree, whatever, holla at your boy. I'll catch y'all later. One.